For the accusation against Christians who have blind faith, can our faith be blind and still be faith? How would you respond to that?
You know, my background was I didn't have these Christians in my family, but I did have Mormons because my dad remarried. He's still an atheist, but his second wife is LDS, and I have 6 brothers and sisters who were all raised in the Mormon church. And I can tell you that I became a Christian, I always say, the same day I became a not Mormon, because when I first started looking at this, my family saw that I was getting interested, so what do you think I had at my door? I had missionaries, and I spent 8 weeks, but my whole family was Mormon, so I was talking to them, and they gave me a quad. So I read through the Book of Mormon, the Doctrines and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price before I ever even read through the Old Testament. I was taking the same process that I used to examine Christianity, I was using to examine the Book of Mormon. And I just felt like every time I found something successful on one side, it failed on the other. And so I think that this idea of, well, you need to have an examined faith. Well, my Mormon family doesn't have an examined faith. They have all experienced their way into this worldview. None of them have made a case for why this is true. If you ask them why they believe, why they're Mormons, they'll sadly give us the same reasons why most of you would say you're a Christian, if I'm honest. There's 3 responses I get, 3 responses over and over and over again. 1, I was raised in the church. That is the #1 reason I get as I travel around the country, and I think I'm doing 70 events a year for the last 3 years. So I talk to a lot of Christian churches. That's the #1 answer. #2 is I've had some experience that has confirmed for me this is true. #3 is typically, hey, I was a jerk before I knew Jesus. Now I'm not so much a jerk anymore. So I've had this transformation. All good answers, but those are the same answers my Mormon family gives me. And you don't think that that's true. So it turns out if we have a faith system that could be defended evidentially, why do we continue to act like every other group that possesses a faith they can't defend evidentially? Shouldn't ours be somehow different? Because always ask yourself through this filter, could my Mormon friends and family make the same claim? If they could, then your claim probably is insufficient, right? Because it's not built on the strong basis, the foundational evidential worldview we call Christianity.
And so really important here to distinguish what makes Christianity unique among all world religions is not how I feel about it or how strongly I believe in it. What makes Christianity unique is that it is true.